Actors Hollywood won't touch with a 10-foot pole. Some actors retire from acting by choice, while others ruin their careers by doing something reckless. For some, it's their attitude that brings them down, while some do awful movies that make producers stop considering them for new roles. Here are some Hollywood actors directors won't touch. Jessica Alba. In the early 2000s, Jessica Alba was everywhere. Magazines, television, movies, Hollywood couldn't get enough of her. After her breakthrough performance in Dark Angel, she got roles in The Love Guru, Sin City, and the Fantastic Four movies. Over time, Alba was pigeonholed by Hollywood. The film industry foisted her as a sex symbol. She often starred as an object of desire for male characters or a scantily dressed love interest. Alba's now in her 30s and she's aged out of the roles which made her famous. Hollywood can no longer place her in the kind of role they used to. Mel Gibson. There was a time when Mel Gibson was one of the most popular Hollywood actors when he starred in blockbusters like Braveheart and Lethal Weapon. However, one wrong move brought him down. He had a meltdown in 2010 where he went on an anti-Semitic rant to the press. As a result, movie bigwigs and producers turned against him. 10 years after the incident, Gibson claims he's reformed and ready to go back to acting. But it seems producers haven't moved on from his past mistakes. He's already 66 years old, making it difficult to return to the big screen. Monique. Monique had her big break with the 2009 movie Precious. Her acting didn't lead to her blacklisting. It was because she refused to cooperate with her executives to make Precious win an Oscar. Monique believes she was wrongly blacklisted, but the Hollywood executives insist that it was the right decision. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was destined for Hollywood success. However, his bad behavior and antics got him blacklisted before he even started. Charlie Sheen. Sheen struggled with drugs and alcohol when he was still on 2.5 Men. His career was badly affected when he unintentionally revealed in an interview with Good Morning America that he was struggling with drugs. The interview made him look unhinged and maniac, and he was never invited back to 2.5 Men. Katherine Heigl. Just a few years ago, Heigl was heavily sought after for leading movie roles. Nowadays, she can't find work, not because she's a bad actor, but due to her difficult character. Heigl has a reputation for being a difficult person to handle on set. She would repeatedly edit her script without seeking permission from directors. She would act like a menace and refuse to leave her trailer. She used to wear strange outfits to shoots. For these reasons, Heigl was blacklisted. Vince Vaughn. Vaughn's downfall was brought about by factors beyond his control. He couldn't change his acting techniques. In every movie, he played the same character. He was unable to dump his goofy persona, even when acting in dramas. This was revealed during his worst season on True Detective, which contributed to his downfall. In Hollywood, you need to be versatile, and this is something that Vaughn found difficult to do. It's important to easily adapt to different movie roles. Dorothy Parker. Parker was a renowned screenwriter in the 30s and 40s. She wrote great screenplays for Alfred Hitchcock. Her career was destroyed after she was accused of being a communist. At that time, having ties to communism was considered a serious offense. Parker received a letter in 1949 that acknowledged her blacklisting because of her communism ties. Jim Caviezel. Jim Caviezel was once a Hollywood heartthrob. After starring in The Count of Monte Cristo, Frequency, and The Hedren line, among other movies, it looked like Caviezel was set for a successful Hollywood career. However, after his role as Jesus Christ in The Passion of the Christ, his career took a dip. The movie made a lot of money and it received critical acclaim. The hyper-violent imagery and over-dramatization were met with backlash. Caviezel claims that accepting his role as Jesus ensured the death of his career. Since The Passion of the Christ, he's had a few minor roles, but he's yet to land a major film role. Tippi Hedren. Hedren started as a fashion model. She was spotted by Alfred Hitchcock and selected to star in 2 of his films, Marnie and The Birds. Hitchcock made several sexual advances on Hedren, which were rebuffed. Hitchcock got angry because of the rejection, and he promised Hedren that she would never work in Hollywood again. Her 2-year contract was frozen by Hitchcock until he eventually sold it. Many years later, Hedren returned to her acting career, but her initial experience made it difficult for her to continue. She already had a bad idea about Hollywood. She quit acting to be an animal rights campaigner. Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr has posted racist views on social media many times. That made Hollywood drop her. She once posted racist tweets about Barack Obama's former senior advisor, which made ABC cancel her show. Since then, she's remained blacklisted. Isaiah Washington. Isaiah Washington was bound for greatness, but his homophobic reactions ensured he didn't get far. He referred to his gay coworker using a slur on the set of Grey's Anatomy, and that got him suspended. After Grey's Anatomy was awarded a Golden Globe, he used the same slur on the same coworker, which led to his firing and blacklisting from Hollywood. Sandra Locke. Locke made her Hollywood debut in the 60s. She met and started dating Clint Eastwood. At that time, Eastwood had a lot of say in Hollywood. Their relationship didn't last long, and they underwent a messy breakup. It's believed that Eastwood used his power in Hollywood to bring down Locke's career. After some time, she started acting again, but wasn't able to restore her former glory. Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash started as an actress and talk show host. She switched from Democratic views to racist conservative views during Barack Obama's presidency. She became so openly racist that Fox News fired her. Dash continues to spew hate on social media. She frequently speaks about her hatred for Jews, transgendered people, and homosexuals. This is a person who doesn't deserve to be on TV. Rose McGowan. Rose McGowan was one of the first actors to come forward concerning Harvey Weinstein's sexual abuse. Unfortunately, Weinstein had Hollywood at the palm of his hand. He controlled most of the Hollywood elites. As soon as his victims stood forward, he stifled them and ensured that they were blacklisted from Hollywood. McGowan and Weinstein settled out of court. However, Weinstein still went forward and blacklisted her and attempted to bury her films. Since then, McGowan has not landed any major roles. Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence has done some cardinal sins that would get any man or woman blacklisted from Hollywood, but he's yet to be totally blacklisted. However, he was permanently banned from Saturday Night Live after he interrupted the show to preach about feminine hygiene. On set, Lawrence is a total creep to women, and he's at times homophobic. However, he's still within the Hollywood sphere. Orson Welles. Orson Welles was blacklisted from the film industry after the release of Citizen Kane, which is considered one of the greatest movies of all time. The plot of Citizen Kane didn't go well with some people in law enforcement. The FBI launched an investigation connecting Welles with communism, and that was the beginning of the end of his career. Vanessa Marquez. Vanessa Marquez starred in ER. She claimed that George Clooney was responsible for her blacklisting, which was proven untrue. Over the years, Marquez has had serious mental health problems. She was shot dead by police in her Los Angeles home. Mira Sorvino. Sorvino was blacklisted by Weinstein. After the sexual allegations against Weinstein were confirmed, she was unblacklisted, and she's currently doing fine. Ashley Judd. Judd was also blacklisted for refusing sexual advances from Weinstein. She took Weinstein to court, and they settled for a few $1,000,000. She was later unblacklisted. Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid appeared in Independence Day. His wife made him to be blacklisted after she sent a naked picture of herself holding guns to members of Equity Actors. Corey Feldman. Feldman spoke vehemently against an alleged underground pedophile ring in Hollywood. This made him be blacklisted. His allegations were later confirmed to be true. No one believed him when he made the accusations. However, he was vindicated by the truth, but he was not able to restore his career. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan had a great potential, but she was not able to handle the fame. The stress of being in the spotlight made her snap several times in her career, and now she can't get any work. Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron appeared in many films and TV shows as a child star. He featured in Listen to Me, Like Father Like Son, and Growing Pains. However, he's no longer remembered as an actor. These days, he focuses on religious issues. Courtney Love. Courtney Love was doing well in Hollywood. However, the death of her husband, Kurt Cobain, was a huge setback for her career. Because of her questionable involvement in his death, Love was blacklisted. She continued with her music career where she found success. Pete Seeger. Seeger was a member of the Communist Party. He was jailed for 10 years, but was released early. Because of his communist affiliations, his big screen dreams were shattered. Lena Horne. Lena Horne was a victim of the inaccurate and unfortunate blacklisting trend that emerged during the Red Scare. She was accused of having communist connections. She was blacklisted in the 1950s because of her socialist and liberal views at a time when America was very politically conservative. Shortly after being blacklisted, Horne cultivated a successful career outside Hollywood, which lasted until her death. Josephine Baker. In the 1920s, Baker became famous for her banana skirt dance. She was a dual citizen of France and the US. She was accused of communist rhetoric and banned for re-entering America. That hampered her Hollywood dreams, which were progressing well. Taylor Lautner. The Twilight Saga was a springboard for Taylor Lautner's career. After that, people couldn't get enough of him. His movie Abduction was expected to cement his career, but it became a box office bomb. Lautner also had relationships with co-stars, which is not a career-friendly thing to do. Arthur Miller. After releasing The Crucible, Miller was arrested. The authorities manipulated him to confess the intention of the movie. Miller was held in contempt of Congress because he couldn't provide any names of the authorities to pursue. Burgess Meredith. Meredith was a lead character in The Twilight Zone. He was also featured in the 1950s Batman as the Joker. Meredith was blacklisted during the Red Scare because of suspected involvement with communism. It was later established that he didn't have any communist connections, and he was acquitted. Sean William Scott. Scott became famous from the American Pie movies. After that, he had a series of flops, including Movie 43, The Dukes of Hazzard, Dude, Where's My Car, and he's got bad ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. These flops made producers avoid him. Pert Kelton. Kelton was accused of being a communist after her first screen appearance. That was practically the end of her career. After that, she never got another role. John Garfield. Garfield was arrested on conspiracy charges and asked to provide names, which he refused because he didn't know anyone associated with communism. His acting career died immediately. Daniel Trumbo. The Red Scare seriously affected Trumbo's career. The communism allegations against him were baseless, but they led to Trumbo being permanently blacklisted. Brendan Fraser. Fraser was a Hollywood favorite from the late 1990s to the early 2010s. However, his downfall came when he claimed that Philip Burke had sexually assaulted him on the night of the Golden Globe ceremony. At that time, Burke was the president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. Whether the accusations were true or not, Fraser didn't land any roles for a long time, but he seems to be making a comeback now.